not an option. In America, college is a very big option.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, I don't believe that a champion can be made. I don't believe so. And I don't believe that if you take 100 kids and work with them for 10 years that they'll all be equal. I don't believe that at all.
Okay.
I believe that God gives people certain things, but as Andre Agassi says, it's whether or not you have a team to help you develop them, but also the commitment must come from the student. And when Andre Agassi was 28, after he divorced Brooke Shields,
Yeah.
he said, I'm now going to take advantage of what the good Lord gave me, and he became one of the best players ever.
Yeah.
So,
World number one at 33 years of age.
that's right. Don't forget, Andre Agassi also said something else. He said you can have world beaters at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but there comes a point that they just run out of what they're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Now, other people may say, you never run out. Well, they haven't had 10 number ones in the world either. So I go along with Agassi, but you have to have a strong team. In reference to the parents,
Yeah, of course.
the parents, you have to have parents that dedicate also their lives. But they got to be pushy to a certain point that they give their trust and support to
Yeah.
a coach that they believe in. And if the parents and coaches can work together as a team with the student, then you have a chance to get that player to a point that they're capable of reaching.
Perfect, thanks. We have 5 more questions,
Right.
and that is, who are your favorite male players on tour right now?
Well, I just like everybody. I love watching Federer because he, is one of the few players that's ever been able to do just about what's needed at that time.
Yeah.
Djokovic, I like him because he's got a lot of personality. I love Andy Murray because he's a street fighter. I think that Roddick is really blossomed into being a hell of a player and a hell of a guy. I love Del Potro because I think he's terrific for the game. I like my Tommy Haas, who played excellent tennis this year. But you got a lot of good players coming today.
Yeah.
A lot of good players. And, it's hard to say, and I love Nadal. I mean, Nadal is a model for everybody. They've kept the same coach. He's lived a very level, low level profile life.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. In reference to the girls, I've always enjoyed Venus and Serena. I've spent time with them. I think it's fantastic that Crisis is back. She's full of personality. I wish that Safina would enjoy the game because she has all the tools.
Yeah.
Ivanovic, he's got all the tools, but, you got to have somebody that can talk to her. I believe also in Safina, she has to have a coach that is a little bit more positive with her and give her more compliments. I think it's great that Justine Henin is coming back.
Yeah.
I hope that Maria Sharapova is able to come back. Djokovic is fun for the tour. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, of course.
But, you need personalities too.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. And there's another question. It's about Rafa. Do you think that Rafa and Nadal can come back all the way to the world number one after having suffered his injuries?
Well, number one, do I think Rafa can come back? Number one, I don't know the extent of his injuries.
Yeah.
And when I don't know the extent of the injuries, it is very difficult to say anything about anybody.
Obviously. Yeah,
But
that's true.
right now, you've got to remember, if you look at the Del Potro match, when he hit his cross-court forehands to Del Potro with his 6'7" size, came inside the court with his excellent two-handed backhand, took the ball above his shoulder, and that hurt Nadal.
Yeah, completely.
That hurt him, okay?
Yeah.
Because then he was on the defense. Whatever the future is for Nadal, he has given so much to the game, and what he's given is hard work, and refusing to leave the court until he won. And he's had a great support team with his uncle and his parents, and I wish everybody could be like him.
Absolutely. absolutely. Do you think that Sampras would beat Federer at both of their peaks?
Do I think Federer could beat? Do I think Sampras could beat Federer at both of their peaks?
Yeah.
Well, if there was an interview when Sampras came back from Wimbledon, and he said in that interview, it was in the magazine, when I'm at my best, I could beat Federer or anybody else in the world.
Yeah. And
What do I think?
yeah.
What do I think? I take the Fifth Amendment. You know, the Italians put up their right hand and
Of course.
say, I take the Fifth Amendment. But I'll tell you one thing, that if they were both at their best, the way you play it is for each player to put up 20 million of their own dollars. And then another 20 million playing outside, and you play for 60 million.
Yeah.
No bullshit of playing an exhibition. But putting up their own money, that then would be a test.
Yeah, completely.
Okay?
Yeah. Finally, I have 3 questions for you, and that is,
Okay.
what do you like to do on your spare time except for golf?
What do I
Because
like to do on my
yeah,
spare time?
I know you
like
love
to
golf.
Golf, I like to body surf, I like to ski, and I just like doing anything that's involved in sports.
Yeah, do you ever go overseas on vacation, or do you always stay in Florida?
I go to Capri every single year,
Yeah.
and tomorrow morning I leave for Japan, then I'm back,
Wow.
and
Okay.
then I leave for India, then I'm back, and then I'm going to speak to the troops during the Christmas holidays. I'm going to Afghanistan and Iraq.
That is really nice. I thought you were always in Florida. Okay.
No. And then, a big surprise, my wife and I are adopting our new son from Ethiopia.
All right.
So we hope to get our son by the holiday.
Yeah, good luck with that. I hope it turns out to the best. Another 2 questions.
By the way,
Yeah.
in a very short time,
Yes.
I will be coming out with 2 new DVDs.
All right.
They will have approximately 30 to 40 2-minute tips on each DVD. No coach has ever done this.
Okay. This is perfect. I could post this on my blog whenever it's out. Just let me know through David, and I will post it as soon as it's out.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And
Thanks a
what
lot.
is another question?
The other question is, do you believe that it is impossible to become a pro if you didn't start at a very young age?
What do you think by a very young age? What do you mean by that?
We're talking if you start when you're like 18, 19 years old.
Well, I would say if you started tennis at 18 and 19, the real pro life, your chances are never impossible because there's nothing that's impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
But it certainly would be much more difficult because just to get on the circuit, and you have to get points and to go through all that, and the expenses without having some sort of record would be very difficult.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like in my own situation. I'm 23 now. I started playing tennis like 3 years ago, and if let's say I had the best team ever and I gave it 10 years, do you think I would ever reach a challenger tournament in 10 years?
I'd have to see you first. I couldn't
Of course.
give an answer to something like that.
But someone with a perfect talent, would he be able to do it?
Well, there's nothing impossible, but the odds of you making it at that age are certainly not probable.
Oh,
But,
of course,
if you had a team and you had the finances to support you,
obviously.
then there's nothing. And of course, if you had me as part of the team, then your chances increase.
Of
All right,
course.
what's the last question?
The last question is, what kind of a relationship do you have with Agassi nowadays? Because I remember seeing a documentary on how you guys parted, with a letter and all, you quitting as a coach.
It is absolutely fabulous. I just gave a clinic with Andre about a month ago.
I'm glad to hear.
For my 30th anniversary, he wrote a magnificent 10-minute DVD about his life with me, and I couldn't have asked for any more than that.
Wow, that is great. I'm really happy to hear that.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for everything, Nick. I will.
Say hello to all the fans, and I certainly hope that they will consider coming to the academy for our adult program, the junior short time program, and full time. We have great summer. And don't forget, we have 5 sports. So whatever you can do for us to let the people know that.
Absolutely.
Consider coming to us. Okay.
I will, and I will consider coming myself. I will try to come as soon as possible.